Welcome to Fraud Busters, your content for all things fraud detection and prevention. I'm your host, and I'm thrilled you're joining me today. We're diving into a topic that can make or break your approach to tackling fraud, knowing when to call in the big guns, law enforcement. It's a tricky decision with a lot riding on it. So, this is going to be a topic you're not going to want to miss. Host, intro, outro, hello and welcome. So, what drives you? I'm with you today. Your content is really the best thing to listen to. I really hope your vibes are good. So, I can't wait to catch up with you on this episode. Let's talk about law enforcement right now. Let's get into it. Picture this. Your organization is suddenly on alert suspecting fraud. The question is, when do you escalate this from an internal issue to involving law enforcement? It's not as simple as flipping a switch, and the stakes are higher than ever. Fraud schemes are becoming more sophisticated, and the regulatory environment isn't getting any easier to navigate. But fear not, I've spent years in this field and tested these waters extensively to help you make the right call. First off, let's talk about why this decision even matters. Fraud isn't just an expensive nuisance. It's a significant threat that can eat away at your organization's revenue. And if you think the financial hit is bad, wait until you consider the hidden costs. Operational disruptions, massive time sinks for investigations, and sky-high legal fees are just the tip of the iceberg. But there's more at stake than money. Your organization's reputation, resource allocation, and compliance with regulations like the Sarbanes-Oxley Act all hang in the balance. The way you handle fraud could impact stakeholder confidence and even your company culture. All right, let's dive deeper into the battlefields of fraud resolution. Internal versus external. You might be asking, can't we just handle this in-house? Sometimes, yes, but it's crucial to know when to step beyond internal efforts. I've personally tested these approaches across various fraud scenarios, from small family businesses to Fortune 500 giants. Here's what I found. Consider the severity of the fraud. If we're talking about low-stakes fraud, like procedural violations or minor breaches that don't exceed $1,000, internal resolution can be swift and efficient. It addresses the issue while allowing you to implement corrective measures without much fuss. But when you're staring at something more substantial, a five-figure embezzlement or systematic vulnerabilities, you're venturing into territory where involving law enforcement becomes almost mandatory. Larger frauds often hint at complex schemes, possibly involving external accomplices, and could be part of a broader criminal enterprise. Now, let's talk evidence. This is where many investigations succeed or fail. When evidence is murky or incomplete, handling it internally might be best to preserve relationships and keep operations running smoothly. But if you have clear, compelling evidence that meets legal standards for prosecution, it's time to call in law enforcement. Solid evidence not only boosts your chances of successful prosecution, but also aids in recovering assets, which is what you really want in serious criminal cases. Resource allocation also plays a pivotal role. Engaging law enforcement isn't just a phone call. It's a resource-intensive process requiring coordination and cooperation. Smaller organizations might not have the capacity to manage this without disrupting their operations, making internal resolution more feasible unless the fraud threatens their very existence. Larger enterprises, on the other hand, often have the infrastructure to support full-scale investigations without missing a beat. However, if the case is complex or spans multiple jurisdictions, the thoroughness law enforcement brings to the table with their specialized tools and access to databases might just be worth the wait. So as we wrap up, remember that deciding when to call law enforcement in a fraud case is no small decision. It's about weighing the severity, the evidence, the resources, and the time sensitivity. It's a strategic choice that can save your organization time, money, and stress while ensuring justice is effectively served. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Fraud Busters. If you found this discussion helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your colleagues. Join us next time as we delve into another critical aspect of fraud prevention. Until then, stay vigilant and keep fighting the good fight against fraud. Host. Take care and see you next time. Sound of outro music fading out.